What's up, Blue Jay fans? Robb Scott of the Jay Talking Podcast back with another post-game recap. Game 3, Red Sox, Blue Jays. It comes down to the nitty-gritty, the dirty bird. The Blue Jays need one win for their first series win of the season. Would it happen? Would it not happen? The mystery is not that deep and dark because the Blue Jays lost. They did not make it, but let's get right to it. Red Sox come in 9-6 against the Blue Jays, 3-11, bottom dwellers of the shithole of the East. Chris Sale, 1-1 with a 1.23 ERA on the season, 1.28 ERA at Rogers Center against Marco Estrada, 0-1 with a 3.50 ERA. Some news and notes on the game. Troy Tulowitzki sat out this game. Troy Tulowitzki is very, very old, I guess, and needs his rest. 14 games into the season. It's really hard for him to play 15 straight games. So he will sit out, and they'll bring in the left-hander, Ryan Goins, against Chris Sale. So, good job, Tulowitzki. Call-ups, Matt Latos and Casey Lawrence called up for the series against the Angels. Matt Latos will go tomorrow night. I'm not sure when Casey will go. It looks like Matos might be up for a couple starts. Casey just won. I like the addition of Matt Latos early in the season. When I looked at his numbers in AAA, I think he had 9 innings, a 4 ERA, 1 whip, I think. So it'll be interesting. I mean, if he can, I know he's probably lost some velocity, but if he can bring that, bring some pitching smarts into the game, then you never know what you have in him. He was quite good early in his career, which wasn't all that long ago, but he's been derailed by injuries, and he's not been the same, obviously, while he sits in AAA. But he's coming up, and that'll be fun to see. Test that depth that we have. Final note, Kevin Pillar comes in hitting .350 the last 7 games, and that is a 7-game hit streak. Let's go right to the scoring. There was nothing throughout the whole game. It was a pitcher's duel, not much happening at all. Lots of Ks throughout the game. And lots of weak contact, but Boston started off top of 9. Mitch Moreland with a double, which was followed by Xander Bogaerts' double to make it 1-0. That was the moment you realized, shit, they're going to lose again. But not to be. Craig Kimbrell comes in the bottom of the 9th, and Kendrys Morales leads it off with his 3rd home run of the season. All 3 home runs he's hit this year have been some sort of deciding factor in the game, so he's been clutch that way. That tied the game 1-1. New life was breathed into this ball club, and it looked like maybe I had a feeling throughout the game we actually might win this and take the season series, but top of the 10th was quickly squandered. Jason Grilli was in and made a mess of everything. Sandy Leon with a walk. Holt singled. Benintendi with a walk. And then Betts with a 3-run double. That made it 4-1 Boston. And that was all that happened throughout this game. Toronto's pitching was good outside. Well, the bullpen is... I always saw the bullpen as a problem. And we will continue to see the bullpen as a problem throughout the year. I think it's weaker than last year, and last year it was weak enough, bottom 20. This will be a bottom 20 bullpen as well. Marco Estrada did pitch well, though. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks on 106 pitches. His ERA now down to 2.63 on the season. Very nice, but no run support for him. Joe Biagini, another nice inning. Clean inning, 1 inning. Joe Smith with an inning, clean, 2 Ks, and Roberto Osuna came in and got hit, gave up that run, and that was it for him, just 1 inning for him. His ERA now 4.50 on the season. And then Jason Grilli, he fell to 0-2, took the loss, 2/3 of an innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks. Danny Barnes came in and cleaned it up with 1/3 of an inning. We got to think about Jason Grilli. I mean, he's an older guy. Well, he's an old guy. Baseball terms, he's old. And they fall off a cliff quickly. And he hasn't looked really good this season, in particular of late. And, I think right now, pull him from that setup role. That is no longer his role. At his age, you just don't know when it's going to happen. And he's got to be removed. Put Biagini in there. And now's the time to be testing and playing. Right? As far as I'm concerned, but again, I gave up on the season, so people who are thinking, no, let's not do that. We got to put the right pieces in place. Okay, then fine, I can get behind that. And you know what? If you're going to put the right pieces in place, then let's not even worry too much about the offense. Let's go with our strength. Let's make some moves to build that pen, like the KC Royals in 2015 or the Yankees when the bang, 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 6, 7, 8 were locked down and you knew it. And let's make it a battle of arms against teams, because we can win that battle if we have a stronger pen. And don't worry about the bats. Let the bats be who they are. Maybe fill a couple holes that we don't that are open and exposed, like some left-handed power off the bench, some speed, mostly depth pieces. Let's bring in depth pieces, platoon pieces, and then work on building that bullpen. That's what I would like to see if we're going to go ahead and try and win this season, try and get into the playoffs. To me, that's the best route to take, so you don't throw away a bunch of resources in the farm. Stock the pen, make it strong, just make it a battle of arms against everybody. Low scoring. I'll win. I'm happy to win low-scoring games all day long. Anyway, let's get back to this. Chris Sale was beautiful tonight, and I mean that in a totally sexy way. 8 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 13 Ks. ERA now on the season, 0.91. He did not get the decision, though. Craig Kimbrell came in and blew the save. But he did toss 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, 5 Ks. It's the first time this year he's tossed 2 innings. He went to 1-0 on the season. Not much offense from either team. Boston, 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, and 10 Ks. Bogarts with a hit and an RBI. Betts with a hit and 3 ribbies. And Benintendi, 1 for 4, 1 run, 1 walk, 1 steal. For Toronto, Kevin Pillar did extend his hit streak to 8 games. He went 1 for 4. Kendrys Morales, if you're on a fantasy team and you're watching, he went 2 for 4 with a home run and a rib. Devin Travis, 1 for 4, and Justin Smoke, 1 for 4. Combined, Toronto had 5 hits. 5 hits. We've seen this so much now. 5 hits, 6 hits, 7 hits. Deal with it. I think that is what we're going to be looking at this season. At least until Donaldson comes back. But even then, we're going to be at best a top 12 offense, probably closer to 15 to 16 in that area. Toronto struck out 18 times. Did I already say that? That is so disgusting. 18 strikeouts. Which they did. They've struck out 17 times only going back to June, so you don't even have to look that far into the history of Toronto to find out when they've done that. And that's been a problem, the contact. We've talked about it. That's what I said. We did not fix the flaws of this team coming in from the offense, which was one-dimensional, doing the same thing that gets exposed in the playoffs. We didn't do that. We didn't deal with it. So we kind of get what we deserve here. So, kicking off tomorrow's series against the Los Angeles Angels, 7-9 as far as I know. They did have a game going on. They may have won it or lost it. I do not know if it's even over. That's an 11:07 p.m. Atlantic Central start, Eastern Time, 10:07 and 11:37 Newfie Time. Matt Latos will get the call for the 3-12 Blue Jays. And I think Los Angeles is throwing a guy making his debut. I can't remember his name, and I didn't look it up. We'll find out tomorrow. Just some quick notes to finish up. Sale was dominant. He threw 3 balls in his first 31 pitches. His arm is still electric. I love his windup, and he just throws with fierce energy. I love that. Everything was working for him. His fastball, his slider, his changeup, and he was throwing them all for strikes. He did have that one tough inning in the 4th where he walked Steve Pearce on 4 pitches and gave up a single, but nothing after that. He dominated after that. Estrada was almost as dominant. Very good for him, and very good to see that his back looks strong. The numbers are strong, but he's getting no run support. As we said, Kevin Pillar extended the hit streak to 8 games with a single. Good for him. Batista struck out 4 times. He looks old. He looks overmatched. He's not connecting on anything hard. Now, I know as soon as he starts hitting a hit streak, that can change, and then I can look like I eat my words. But maybe, totally, possibly. But for now, he looks old and overmatched. And to finish it off, again, Grilly, we got to keep an eye on him. I don't know how long they'll keep him in the setup role, but it's not been pretty his last 2 or 3 starts, and we gotta lock down that 8, and he's not doing it right now. Anyway, that's the final recap. Subscribe to the channel, like, comment, let me know what you think. Tell me your views on the Blue Jays and what you see going and where you want to see it going. And I'm always there to comment back, and I love having these conversations. So I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.